Alrighty, Ro, this is Exocia coming at you live, naked. That's why my camera's pointing the other way. I just got out of the shower, so I figured I would just go ahead and do some real quick walkthrough solves for you. I've not done any in a while, and my average is going down quite a bit. I'm averaging about 15 now. So I probably have a better... yeah, whatever. Okay, fucking, so I'm gonna use a Ling Yun, regular version, and we'll just do some hand scrambles for this shit, since I don't feel like pulling up Windows scrambles and doing all that garbage. And I'll do all my crosses on white for everybody. Probably not the best lighting either, but we'll make do. So first I guess I would look for my cross pieces. I'd see this green one solved, and I see the blue piece here. I see orange over here in correct relation to the blue. And we're looking for Mr. Red, which is right here. So pretty much the green is the only one solved. Think here. Alright, pretty much what I would do, because green solved, red's under the blue and flipped incorrectly, so we can easily solve it on red, and we can easily move these orange and blue, or I'm sorry, orange and blue pieces over so that they'll be on their correct colors as well. Okay, so what we do here for this cross is pretty simple. I would hold it with green in front, and I'd go ahead and, since I want to move both of these over, I'm going to go ahead and lift blue and move them both over. So now they're on their correct colors. I would solve orange, and I see that I'm going to have an extended cross here because this blue and red pair just lined up here. So as I solve, I'm solving in the back. I would solve, line up the red, solve that, and then finish solving blue, and I have an extended cross here. First pair I see is the blue-orange. The blue-orange corner's here, and the edge is solved in the back. So I'm going to bring it, pair it right here, and I'm going to go ahead and solve it in the back. And I'm looking for more pieces. I see the green-orange pair. And this is a good way to practice look ahead too, is doing these slow solves like this. Don't time yourself, don't worry about times. You just want to go ahead and try to concentrate on finding pieces before you need them. So I saw these two, the green-orange. I'm going to match up the edge here. I'm going to turn it away, match up the corner so it's paired up right here. And I'm going to solve it right here. And I saw the green-red pair. So I see the green-red corner here and the edge over here. And what I would do is put the corner back here, do this to pair it up, and come over and solve it. OLL, I've got the L case here with the bar and no foot rests, and I would just do the ALG for that. And then I've got a G-perm. Okay. Oh shit, I'm knocking shit down. Okay, ooh, look at this red shit going on here. It's a shame we're not doing red cross. Okay, so here's the red piece lined up with red. I see green right here. Blue is across from the green, and orange is over here. Okay. It's a strange cross, but let's see. What I would do, probably, is just go ahead and put red down on the cross. Then I would move orange here, place green and blue. Even though the red's there, I would just go ahead and place green, blue, orange, move them over, and then fix my red so it's solved again. And there's my cross. Okay? And I see this blue-orange pair, but I also see this blue-red pair, and I saw that first actually. So I'm going to solve that blue-red pair first, and I'm going to try to keep my eye on these pieces over here. And I also see my green-red pair, and that can easily pair up, but since I saw this first, that would be realistically what I would do in a solve. So I'm going to go ahead and pair them up here, take them around the back, solve them, and I see both green and red pairs and orange and blue pairs, and I'll go with the orange and blue pair next. So I'm going to get them in that easy to solve case and solve them over here. Okay, then I saw this green and orange pair, but I kind of have to do a cube rotation again, which kind of sucks. I come back, do that, and I see the green-red corner, green-red edge. Solve them right here. Okay, OLL case I have is the line, and there's two bars here, two double bars. That case is this. And then I see I've got a Y perm because there's a bar here and a bar here. This is the corner. And then just a, whoops, AUF. If you want me to do this again with better lighting in the daytime, just let me know in the comments and I will. I'm just kind of trying to put a video out because it's Friday real quick before I go to bed. And obviously I don't have time to make a full video. Okay, so I see I've got orange already placed on the cross. I see red's lined up on red, blue's here, and green's back here lined up with green. So this is a pretty easy cross. So what I would do is a D2 to line up the orange, solve green in the back, then I would place my blue over top the red, so when I solve red, I can solve blue as well. I see my blue and red pair right here. There's several ways you can solve this pair. You can do the regular U2, R2, U2, blah 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 alg, but the way I like to do it is like this. That's a pretty fast way of solving it. I see the blue and orange pieces. They're in this case where I need to hide the corner, bring the edge around, and now solve it. And I solve this green-red corner, and the edge is over here. So I'm going to bring it over here, pair them up, and solve them in the back. And I saw the green-orange corners right here, edges right here. Again, we have this situation where I've got to hide the corner. So I'm going to solve it in the back. The OLL case is T. It's pretty easy. And I see, without looking at the rest of the cube, I'm trying to get used to just looking at two sides and telling what it is. I see a block here, and I see that all my corners, I see that these are opposite colors, and these are adjacent, so I know that this is adjacent swap. Meaning only the corners are adjacent swap. If you were to look at the entire PLL, that doesn't mean that you would have an adjacent swap. It might be a 3-cycle, you don't know. But since I have just one set of opposite corners right here, I know there's headlights in the back, and I'm learning this from Sarah Strong's PLL guide, learning two-sided recognition. So I know if there's only one set of opposite corners like there are here, the rest are adjacent, then that means that there's headlights here. It could be a full bar, it could just be headlights. I'm pretty sure this is a J perm. The bar of 3, yeah, this is a J perm. So since the bar is here, I match this up. Oh, fuck that up. But yeah, J perm. Do a few more. Alright, orange is solved. Red's here, can easily be placed here in 2 moves. I see blue is flipped incorrectly, and I see green is here on red. Okay, So the way I would do this pretty much is I would go ahead and solve red, which will pop up the green. I'll go to the green and solve green, and then we just have this blue case where I would just put that in. Okay, I see the blue-red corner and the edge is back here, so I would pair it up here and solve it right here. Looking for more pieces, I see the green and red, edges here in the front, corners in the back, and I could pair it up the same way again, right here. I see my blue and orange, but I'm going to solve the red-green pair in the back, and I see the blue and orange. But now if I try to do this here and pair them up, I'm going to pull out my blue-red pair, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to come back here, pair them up here, and solve them in the back. And now I just have the green-orange pair, and they're going to go right here. Okay, OLL case. I've got that first OLL that I had with the L. And I see full bar, and I see a block of 2, which tells me this is a J perm. Again, I'll just get situated here in my chair. I'll try to go a little slower. I know I've been going a little fast. I wonder if it would be better if I used a white cube. Let me see. See my little white Guhan looks. Oh yeah, it looks much better, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and use this. This is my original Guhan, the very first one I ever bought. It's pretty much the best cube in the world. Alright, so the blue's here, already down on the cross. I see I can place green across from it. Orange is here. I don't know where red is. Red's here, on red, lined up. So if I place green here, it's going to pop my orange up here, and it's going to pop my red up here. So we'll do that first. So the green's there. Now I'm going to align the blue and green with their correct colors. Okay. Now I'm going to solve red, and I can solve orange over here. And I'm looking out. I see a corner here, so I'm going to pull that out. I see the red and blue pair right here. They're going to go over here. I've got this case, so I would do. They're solved. I see the green and orange corner, the edge is back here, and I see that if I do U2, they can pair up. So I'll pair them up, pull the pair out, and I'm going to solve it back here. I notice this blue and orange pair, so what I can do is pull them out, solve them right here, and the green-red pair is the last pair to go. Easy case. Solve it right here. I've got one of the 2 OLL cases, and I see that my corners here are adjacent. I see the corners here are opposite, so I know there's headlights on this side, and I'm pretty sure this is a J perm again. And then I've got AUF. Okay, I see greens lined up on green. I see blue is here on the orange. I see red is where it's supposed to be, but it's flipped incorrectly. And I see orange over here. Now, since green's already lined up on green, I'm going to leave that alone for a little bit. I'm not going to solve it yet, because first I'm going to take care of these 3 pieces that are to the right of where they need to, or to the left of where they need to be. Well, you'll see what I mean. To the right of where they need to be. Meaning I'm going to use this orange to solve this blue. So I'm going to solve orange right where it is. Now I'm going to solve blue right where it is. And so when I solve red on green, it's not really going to affect my green. And now all I have to do is a D prime to align those three pieces, and green's still here, and I can do my R2. I see my red and blue pair. That's how I would solve that. I see the orange and blue pair right here, already paired up. They're going to go back here. I see my red and green and my orange and green. Okay, so I'm going to solve my red and green first. And now the orange and green are in that same case. OLL case, I've got the Mickey Mouse head and the big smile. So I like to put the big smile in the back. And then I've got, it looks like a G-perm. I've got a block here, and I just saw a bunch of nothing. So I'm just going to do a spin U-prime. So the block's in the back here. I see the headlights, and I see that they have an adjacent edge in the middle. So I know it's this case. Okay. I see blue here. Red's lined up. Orange is also on red. So I've got orange on its opposite color here. And I have blue on its opposite color. Green is under the blue, flipped incorrectly. So we need to fix green. And I'm going to solve orange. Alright, here's what I would do. Knowing that green is back here, I would do a B to put it here. I would solve blue here on green, but I would overshoot to get the red over here. Then I would solve my orange, do a D2. I see this green-red pair. I would pay attention to wherever it goes and solve green. So now I see these pieces here. I do know an algorithm for that, but it's not the correct way that I need it to be. So I'm going to leave these two alone for a little while and solve green and orange, which can be paired up right here. So I'd pull it out, and I'm going to solve it using this style, so I don't have to do a key rotation. And now I see green and red here and here. Pair it up, solve it using the same little way, and I saw blue and red in the back. It's this case. And now I know this is empty back here, so I can just solve this way. And I see I've got blue and orange right here in the same case. So I'm going to go ahead, set them up, and solve them. OLL, I have that same fucking OLL again. Hate this OLL. I see orange bar. I see a bunch of nothing, nothing, nothing. I'm pretty sure it's a G. It is a G. If I look in the back, it's got headlights with an opposite colored edge in between. So I know it's this case. Okay, we'll do two more. Okay, I've got three pieces in the top. I have blue here, green back here, and orange here, while red's here on the bottom, flipped incorrectly. However, I can easily solve it on red. I can easily solve these pieces on their correct colors. So what I would do is I'm going to go ahead and take care of the green first. Solve it in the back. That way when I do another U, these two are lined up. So I would solve orange, and then as I do this I can solve both at the same time. Okay? I saw this pair here. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to solve it in the back. I'm looking for more pieces. I see blue and orange. Pairs right here. I see the green-orange pair. Solved in the back. And I see the blue and red pair. Fish case, closed mouth, 2 double bars. It's the beginning of a Y perm. And I see a bar here. It's another fucking, this is a Y perm. The reason I know is because I looked in the back and I saw 2 bars. The way you can tell it from this angle that it's a Y perm is, first you look at the corners and you see that they're diagonal, not diagonal, opposite, and these are also opposite, which means there's a diagonal corner swap. So since I know when all corners are opposite colors, it's diagonal permutation. Doesn't mean that the permutation, the PLL itself has a diagonal swap in it, but usually it does. When you see all corners opposite colors, it's either going to be a Y, V, or E perm. And the way you know which one it is, if you don't see any blocks because they're in the back, look for checker patterns. If you have a checker pattern on the inside, meaning 4 colors that just, well, 2 different colors that alternate 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, in these inside blocks here. Like, let's say it was red, blue, then you would know it's a V perm. If you see checker patterns on the outside, meaning not this corner, but these here, so it's orange, green, you know it's a Y perm, and that the corner is in the back that you start with. If you see no checker patterns, it's an E perm. Okay, so I would do a U2 and get my Y perm. Do one more. Okay. Alright, so I have the blue here, the greens on the other side, so they're in correct relation to each other, and the red and orange are also in correct relation to each other. This is the easiest cross we've had the whole time. So I'm going to solve this in the back with my ring finger, while I have these in the front. And when I solve green, it's going to set up the orange and red to be placed. So I'm going to solve pink, ring in the back, blue, green in the front, and then I'm just going to kind of move these down. I see this green-orange corner here, and the edge is here. So what I can do is place the edge here. So when I align my cross, I've got an extended cross in the back. I see the red and blue pair, so I'm going to pull those out. I'll show you how they work. The edge was here, the corner's here. So I'm going to pull the edge out, put these here in this easy setup case. Now I've got orange and blue, pair them up in the back, solve them in the front, and I see that these are going to come out in a case that I don't mind, so solve that, and this case here. Now the Mickey Mouse OLL is back. Do it like this, and I see this block here. I see that all my corners are not opposite, so I know it's an adjacent swap. So the headlights are over here. Block is here. I'm assuming this is a G perm. It is, and it has the opposite edge in the middle. So I know it's this case. And we're done. That's that, fuckers. Yeah!